Today's gonna be a good day. Apparently one of Trump's, I'm not sure if it's gonna be an executive order or what it's gonna be. Those fathers or mothers out there that are paying child support will now be able to claim their kids on their taxes for the tax exemption. This is a huge deal. There's a lot of parents out there, both fathers and mothers, that are getting screwed over with child support, right? Especially, I know it varies from state to state. I can speak for California, and the system's ridiculous. I'm glad that there's some change coming. For all those parents out there paying child support, you'll be able to claim the children now on your taxes, which is great news. The child support system is obviously in need of some reform. I know here in California, it's horrible. I got a lot of friends that are on child support. The system's crazy. Dads out there paying a shitload of child support, and you see the girls, right, either unemployed or even if they have another job, with their nice nails or fancy cars, drinking fucking Starbucks every morning. Meanwhile, you got the father barely able to pay any fucking bills, working his ass off just to stay afloat. So I think it's good. I think change is good. I think it's fair. I want to know how all those parents that have been paying child support, what do you guys think about this, right? All the fathers and mothers out there, I know there's a couple, they're rare, but they're out there. What do you guys think about this new law that's going to go into effect? I can imagine the people that are getting child support, waking up this morning and seeing that news.
Wow, so let me just jump right in. This whole child tax credit conversation is really heating up, huh? I mean, we're talking about changes that could completely flip the script on how parents, especially moms or those receiving child support, can claim these benefits. And you know what? It's no wonder people are feeling some type of way about it. If you've been riding the current system train for a while, you're probably like, wait, what? Hold up. But can we take a step back and talk about how messy this whole thing is? Paying child support doesn't automatically stamp someone as a great dad. Just like receiving it doesn't instantly make someone a superstar mom. Being a parent isn't about checks or tax forms, it's about showing up, consistently and fully. But let's keep it real. There are dads out there bending over backward, paying their child support like clockwork, and still not being treated as more than a human ATM. How is that fair? And then there's the tax credit. Oh, the magical tax credit. It almost always lands in the same place, mom's lap, year after year. Meanwhile, dad's out here footing the bill and wondering, wait, does anybody even see my effort? It's like, hey, financial support is already calculated into child support, right? So why does the tax credit automatically pile on top of that, with zero acknowledgement of the other parent's contribution? But here's the kicker. There are parents out there weaponizing this system. Yep, I said it. Some people use child support as a power move, not a tool for their kids' well-being. And let's not ignore the dads who are breaking their backs to make ends meet because child support takes a huge chunk of their income. Income that barely leaves enough to live on, let alone thrive. And then what? They're left out of tax credits and their kids' lives? Make it make sense. If these changes are really on the horizon, maybe it's time. Maybe it's time to build a system that balances things out. A system where the parent who's putting in the effort, whether it's mom, dad, or whoever, is recognized for that effort. No one's saying, take benefits away from moms. But it shouldn't be a one-sided deal anymore. Let's give dads who step up a chance to benefit too. At the end of the day, this isn't about sides, it's about fairness. And honestly, it's long overdue.
Hey, yo, Trump is trying to pass a new law where fathers or the parent who's paying the child support will be the one who can declare the child on their taxes. This means any single fathers, single mothers who are getting child support payments, the one receiving the payments, will not be able to declare the kids on the taxes. The ones who are receiving the payments, who are paying the payments, can declare the kids on their taxes. Now, I know a lot of single mothers who do a lot of work, but at this point, do you think it'd be more fair if both parents can just split it as far as the taxes are concerned, or should fathers be able to claim the kids on the taxes? That's exactly why I have a comment section, and I'd like to hear from you.
All right, fathers who pay child support absolutely deserve the right to claim their kids too. Why is it that single mothers seem to get all the perks? Tax breaks, benefits, sympathy, you name it. Meanwhile, the dads who are literally funding their child's upbringing, they're left in the dust. It's ridiculous, and honestly, it's about time we called this broken system out. Let's break it down. Fathers are expected to shell out a big chunk of their paycheck for child support, sometimes so much that they're struggling to keep their own lives afloat. And what happens to that money? Sure, it's supposed to be for the child, but let's be real. There's no real accountability. Rent, utilities, groceries, even mom's little personal luxuries, it all gets lumped in under for the child. But is it really? Where's the oversight? Where's the proof that every dime is actually going to the kid? Then tax season rolls around, and guess what? The mother almost always gets to claim the kids for the tax benefits. Why? Because the system automatically assumes she's the primary caregiver. But hold up, if the father is paying child support, isn't he just as invested, if not more? Let's not act like the financial burden he's carrying doesn't matter. And here's the real kicker. Dads aren't just contributing financially. They're out here fighting to stay involved in their kids' lives, often against a court system that seems determined to push them aside. Yet single mothers are still painted as superheroes, getting all the sympathy while fathers are labeled as deadbeats, even when they're breaking their backs to support their children. How is that fair? The truth is, single mothers have been handed way too many perks with zero checks and balances. They're praised for doing it all, but meanwhile, the dads who are trying just as hard, if not harder, are treated like second-class parents. And it's not just unfair to the fathers, it's unfair to the kids too. Because when one parent is pushed out of the picture, the kids lose out on a balanced, meaningful relationship with both parents. It's time to change this narrative. Fathers who pay child support deserve the right to claim their kids on taxes, benefit from those credits, and be treated as equal parents. Parenting is a partnership, a two-way street, and it's time for the system to stop pretending like moms are doing all the work. Dads deserve better. The kids deserve better. Let's level the playing field already.
The child support system in our country needs reform, and it is only day one in office, and Donald Trump has signed an executive order called the Child Support Reform Act, in which he is making changes at a federal level to the child support system. Is this executive order perfect? No. Does it solve everything? No. But it does more to help fathers or child support payers, which are predominantly fathers, than any other federal act has done in years. Part one is income-based adjustment, so that child support is more closely aligned with an individual income. So those individuals that are low-income payers will suffer less of the financial burden. Part two will cap arrears. So those that fall behind on child support, there'll be a cap on the amount of interest that can be applied to keep them from going into insurmountable debt. Part three is compliance incentives. So those individuals that consistently meet their child support demands, they'll be able to apply for tax relief and benefits. The three previous parts of the executive order benefited the child support payers, so in a lot of cases the fathers, but the fourth and final part benefits the acceptor or the receiver of the child support, and it is streamlined in enforcement so that it'll make it easier for those receiving child support to collect it through an automated system. In addition to this executive order, Trump is now making it so that the individual that is paying the child support is the individual that gets to claim the child on their taxes, meaning that whoever pays gets the child tax credit, which is how it should have always been. If you're paying a lot of money to the other person, why should you not reap the child tax benefits when they don't have to pay taxes on that child support? This is just a start. Because when's the last time you saw conversations happening at a federal level regarding the child support system or the child custody system? I can't remember a time it's ever happened. But this means that now there's a stage. Now there's a place that we can go and get rid of the corruption in the family court, that we can start addressing the problems within the child support system. It starts small for it to get big. And we've got a starting point now. This is a good future for a lot of dads out there. and some moms that are also assessed with paying child support.
Wow, this is one of those topics that hits hard because it's so real for so many people. Think about it. A system that's supposed to be all about protecting kids somehow ends up gutting the very people who are trying to do right by their children. It's like, hey, Dad, we know you're working hard, but also, can you just not have enough money to live comfortably so we can keep this cycle going? Let's be honest. How is it fair to ask a father to pay so much that he can't even afford a decent place for his kid to stay when they visit? What kind of message is that sending? It doesn't help the kid. It just puts them in this weird limbo where they're supposed to love both parents but can clearly see the imbalance. And the courts? Oh, they don't care. They're just like, here's the amount. Good luck. But wait, where's the accountability for how that money is spent? It's wild that nobody's checking, like the assumption is it's for the child. Sure, maybe some of it is, but let's not pretend every cent goes to school supplies and healthy meals. Meanwhile, Dad is out here eating ramen and working double shifts just to make ends meet. Is that really what's best for the child? A burned out, broke parent? And then there's the stigma. The minute a father struggles to keep up, boom, deadbeat. Doesn't matter if he's breaking his back trying to make it work. The system's like, nah, you're either a hero paying everything or a villain who isn't. It's ridiculous. The worst part? The kids suffer. They miss out on real quality time because Dad's too busy working overtime just to pay off the system. Or maybe he doesn't even have a safe, stable place to host them during visits because he's been financially drained. It's heartbreaking to think about the memories not being made because the system is so flawed. We need change. Like yesterday. Let's start by making sure child support money actually goes toward the child's well-being. How about balancing the scales so both parents can thrive and co-parent effectively? This isn't about one parent versus the other. It's about creating a situation where the kids win. And honestly, that's the whole point, right? Kids deserve happy, healthy parents who can be present in their lives. Not just one financially stable parent and the other barely scraping by. So yeah, this system needs to wake up. Dads aren't just wallets, they're parents too, and they deserve to be treated like it. For the sake of the kids, for the sake of fairness, something's got to give.